a lot of the things I see Michael doing in the gym, I'm sure you guys do it, I just probably don't see it, but these shaping exercises against the wall, where they're just pushing into this hollow position. And this is basically exactly what you want for the back. So if you already go through these positions, they're valuable for a lot of different things. Like these positions can be used in so many different things. And it makes teaching easier because if they understand those positions, when you're going through things and you're introducing something new, if they already know half of it, then they can put it together a lot easier. If you guys want to know any drills for this, like Michael always asks me, and we've gone through those ones on the tumble track.
Yeah, it's so hard for my group to still do it correctly.
Yeah,
I mean, they have so many problems. And
it's a real tough one, but it's good fun.
Yeah.
Kids like it.
Is that jumping?
We've been trying to implement more of the hollow shape.
Yeah.
Hollow block.
Yeah. I see it, and from what I see it, everyone is really actually
We talked about it. We just need to do block.
pretty good.
More of the hollow shape.
Yeah, and like I have hundreds of exercises. We can show you some. Okay, so the next basic thing is swinging and just looking for exactly those shapes. So do you need some chalk? Yeah. Right there.
Cutting.
That's how you normally swing?
No.
She doesn't swing. She doesn't really swing.
Oh, you don't even swing yet? No. Oh, wow, this is even better. I like this. Okay, so here, this is what I want you to do. So, I was saying to Michael, if they understand that position against the wall as a coach, this is and they can already go to that position, it's a very easy way to spot them and get them in that position instead of manhandling them. Because they know this set position that you've done it 100 times against the wall, they can go to it. Then from here, your toes are going to come down. You're going to push your leg, and you're going to go to that open position. You're going to relax your head. Push through the bar. Back to your lower. Good. Very good. Pushing back. Alright. You're going to regrip. Very good. And again. There. Oh, there's your toe. Down. Open. Kick. So, again, if they know the shapes that they're supposed to go to, it's a lot easier for you to then put them in. The boys that I teach have none of this preparation that the girls have. So, because they don't, I'm trying to give them a lot of information at one time. It's almost impossible to teach. These guys are going to pick it up very quickly.
Does it make them in the size of their hands?
Yes.
Like, I mean, I haven't been before with the level 4s really now on bars, but like Madison's hands on that bar are like, I mean, the shifting, it seems like it's almost a whole different.
It is.
Not a whole different technique, but it's.
It is. And what I recommend for little kids is use a metal bar. Because they'll learn exactly what technique, and as you see them growing, they're getting bigger and bigger, then you can move up to the bigger bar for them. So it's safer that way. And I was talking to Michael about this. I try to spend as much time as I can in the straps, because they get more, it's safer, for one. They get more done, because instead of doing 2 or 3 swings and going, oh, my hands are sore, or I can't hold on and getting off, they just keep going. You say do a minimum of 10. So they just whatever. They just get more done that way. Yes, you should still use the bar. Maybe at the end of each night, use it for a few goes, just so that their hands get used to it.
I see in Western where there are girls that Pavlova, she was just putting on straps. She didn't have anything on her hands. Like, she didn't have.
Yeah.
There was like, it was just the bar, like metal bar, and she was just doing straps.
That's just crazy. Each to their own. You can have a seat when I don't think I do much, but which is again we're going from the side topic here. Just about girls' hands and boys' hands, whatever it is, and it's about grips and how they come about and how to prevent them, and then how to treat them when it actually happens. And it's so funny that technology hasn't really improved for years with these sorts of things. And even though in other sports, they know why, everyone knows why, but in gymnastics people just stick with the old ways for who knows whatever reason. But I will tell you scientifically what happens, and then you can decide which way you want to go. Again, forgive me if I'm going over stuff that's asinine or you already know. Everyone knows that the skin is made up of 3 layers: epidermis and all that sort of stuff. Epidermis, dermis, and subcutaneous. It's been like 14 years since I was at college. It's up there, I just can't remember the name. Well, the epidermis is the top layer of skin, okay? And it's all over your body. And there is 5 layers in the epidermis. And basically the lowest layer...
Pigment.
Pigment? Pigment. That's the color of skin. Yeah. The lowest level of skin is the only basically living layer. And what happens is that layer then pushes the next layer up. And every, I think it's 20 days or something, it then falls off. The top layer falls off. So it goes in that cycle. So each layer as it goes up is a little bit more dead. So you get the top layer which is dead skin. Okay? So what basically a rip is when you heat up the body anywhere, it's the body protecting itself by shooting water in there basically to cool it down. That's what's happening. And it shoots it to the subcutaneous layer and underneath and tries to cool it down. So when they're swinging on bars, that's what friction is causing the skin to heat up. The skin heats up, water comes in, and then if you keep going, it just keeps pulling water until now you've got this big open layer of water. The skin starts to now move on that water, and then it rips off. Oh, I'm making it clear. That's what it's basically when someone burns their hand on, you put it on the stove, that's why you get a blister. It's again, it's your body protecting itself. It shoots water in there to cool it down. And that's where the blister is. And if you leave it, that water that's in there, it's also with other goodies that the body provides, it then heals itself, and then generally either that skin will fall off naturally, or it'll actually reattach itself because it's just dead skin anyway, it re-sticks and you're fine. But with gymnastics, we don't allow that to happen. We really need to keep training and off it goes. So, how to prevent it? For me, and this is experience when I'm working with girls and boys, when they're doing their bars, and again, it's just through experience, I always feel their palm. Like when they say, oh, my hands are sore, I'll feel their palm. And when they start heating up, you're like, it's a good time to stop right now. You start to get to know how hot their skin can actually get. And sometimes they go, oh, my hands are sore, and then you feel it and they're cold. And you're like,
they're grabbing the bars, they're like, their hands are all burning hot, like.
Yeah,
cooling down.
But I get that a lot, and it's a great thing for a coach because a lot of people come and say, oh, my hands hurt, and you feel their hands, and they're cold. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm sure it's painful, but I think you've got a few more goes in you. Yeah. Whichever way you want to deal with it.
Is there any advantage to cool your hands off grabbing something cold at all, or not?
To cool it off? Well, there is for exactly the reason we talked about. If you can keep it cool, then of course. You're not heating it up, yes.
Sometimes like grabbing the metal bar or an ice cup or something.
But but the trouble with these sorts of things are, especially when you've got grips on and stuff like that and chalk, when you start adding water or chalk and then you get the slip factor. So it's kind of where you want to go with it, how you want to work with it. So getting to prevention first. The old way of doing things was, or the theory was, oh, if I build up like my layers of skin into a big like hardness, it's going to be good. Well, here's why that's not the way that it works. Is because what ends up happening is you've got there's a layer of skin, and now you start having these dead layers of skin on top of it like this, in a specific area. Then you have a lump of skin. Now, even when your hands now aren't hot, that lump of skin, if you're going around with friction, something's going to rip off. It's going to take that, and it's going to take all those good layers of skin with it. So, what you need to do and tell the kids is to always keep your hands, sounds weird, soft, moisturized. It's the safest way of doing it. If they're swinging all the time, their body will naturally build up thicker layers with skin, not thicker layers of just dead skin hanging around. And that's what you want. You want thicker layers of good skin. And you do that by like a pumice stone, or they've got those little scrapers. They should be, this is for the undergrowth, they should be scraping off that dead skin. Yeah, and keeping it as smooth as they can. And they will get less risk.
Well, what about for those kids who are in the water all the time?
Again, the water is good because it keeps their hands soft. But again, if you're not removing the dead skin, you see what happens is that when they come from the water when they straight to the gym, the water, when water gets in dead skin, it increases the size of the skin. So now you've got a bigger area that wants to rip off.
That's interesting. I've seen the kids who are like, well, on the swimming team, they come in here, they seem to rip more. Yeah. Kyla, like, I can see she's like holding on.
So there's lots of factors that cause these sorts of things. So basically, preventative-wise, they're the two things you need to do. Keep their hands as dead skin free, and just be aware of when they're heating up and how they're holding on. That's pretty much. You're always going to get people that rip. You just are. This is just the best way to cope with it. Now, when they do rip, again, going back to what we know about skin, when the skin dries out, and you would have seen this, and if you've been gymnast, you would have done this, when the skin dries out on a rip, because that's what the body wants to put in that water and all that stuff to heal your thing, but if you rip off the top layer, then there's nothing keeping that water there, that dries out, and because you're now down to the thick layer of the new skin, it's new, it's not dead, there's nothing to protect it from the elements, so it dries out very quickly. Then you get cracks, and you wouldn't know this, and then as soon as you open your hand like this, and it cracks even bigger, and then it just gets worse, and then you're like, you've got to train, and then it rips even more, and it takes like 2 weeks to heal. Whereas if they had just kept it moist, go to bed at night with a band-aid, or I knew people that would actually put gloves on, and kept it moisturized. Vitamin E is the best, by far the best. Those vitamin E tablets you get, and you can just squeeze out the vitamin E, put the vitamin E on, and keep it moist always. Before they start swinging on bars, vitamin, rub it in there, and then you can swing. It's just maintenance. What you don't want to do is dry it out. And how does it dry out? It dries out by doing nothing. Air will dry it out. Or you can encourage it to dry out. Like, my coach, just when I first started, he was Russian, and he said, yeah, pee on your hand. Well, that's again, it's going to dry it out even more. The tea bags is another good one. You put the tea bags on, the tea bags just dry out. That's the problem.
Actually, that heals them really fast.
The tea bags.
When you salt
I just get soy
salt
sauce.
them. Oh, but doesn't that hurt?
You salt them and then you moisturize them after. Yeah, it hurts. So I don't tell the kids to do that. But I tell adults to do it. It actually heals them really, really fast.
You can use whatever you want. Instead,
you gotta do salty water.
I understand the science behind it,
and then
why
you
these things
moisturize
happen.
and you get salt.
Wow!
So they got like the rip bomb, the vitamin is probably like very high in vitamin E.
Right.
Vitamin A, it's what we found to be the best. And all the moisturizers, vitamin A is by far the best. Any questions about is there any questions or comments about the hands? No? It's all pretty straightforward. The last thing is giants. I already talked about straps on this. The last thing is giants. The big thing about a giant is if they can swing properly, a lot of people try to push forward really too fast with giants. So what they'll do is they'll get them and they'll spot them through them. But it's fine, everything is fine. It's just I'm after a simple, easy way and not having to fix things that could have been avoided to start with. The trouble with spotting kids initially is that if you're spotting them, you're standing on a box above the bar, so you can't see what's going on below. If they're tapping or not, you don't know. So you end up just coaching and pushing them around. Like, yeah, you just hit a giant. Now, that does two damaging things. One is that you think it's helping them with their fear, but it's actually a big step from going from swings to around the bar. That's like a big, big step for little kids. And the other thing is what I was saying is that you can't see what you're actually looking for, which is the you can't see that. So that's why with kids, I keep them in straps and let them just build up their swings. There we go. Kids are very surprising. You'll be very surprised with what kids will actually do, especially when you leave them to their own devices. So with straps, it's a safe way to just let them swing. You can encourage them to go higher by giving them a little bit of help. Don't push them any further than they're willing to go. It's not necessary, and you'll see that they will progress faster that way than if you actually spot them through and you think, oh, I got them over their fear because they've now done it. Well, that really hasn't done anything, and even worse, now all they know how to do is to go around. What happens if they go and they don't make it? They get in a position that they've never been before. They really freak out, and then you put them back a year because they're like, ah! So that can all be avoided if you just let them swing through these positions before they even go over. And then they'll just go over and then you're done. The other important thing that coaches forget when teaching giants is how did they stop? You see kids like that yelling, stop! They're in lures. They're just going around. So when I'm teaching giants, as long as I teach them these positions that we'll go through, the hollow rolls and all those sorts of things, that if they can tap and they know those positions, they'll go over with good giants. And you, as a coach, can just stand back and just do your job, which is to coach and look and tell them if it's correct or not. I teach with giants, girls, guys, always hollow giants. Always teach them. It's simple. They tap into a hollow, and then they hold the hollow over the bar. Then they tap again. Why? Because this giant is going to be more beneficial for them in the future. It's easier for them to learn it. It's easier to go from a hollow now to an open. Now you have a good handstand, and then you go back to a hollow and you finish your giant. Handstand. That's a good giant. It's harder to learn a giant this way, and then try to fix it. And then this way you're going to have problems with a half turn, you're going to have problems with a dismount, because if they're already in this position, they're going to be fine. So teach that way to start with. So
what Michael does, the swinging pullover, like to a free hit?
I personally don't like it, but that's me. I mean, if you want to use it, use it. The reason that I don't like it, and I will always back up why I don't like things, is because it encourages them to close their shoulders, which is the one thing you never want them to do. Not never, there's always sometimes that you do. When do you want them to close their shoulder? You want them to close their shoulder when they do a half turn? Do you want them to close their shoulders when they do a dismount? Yet you encourage them to learn a giant that way. You actually want to do the opposite. You want to, and that's what we're talking about, all these strength exercises and these backward rolls. You want to encourage them to be swinging open at the front.
But then first if you teach to pull over, and then you go a little higher, and then you go a little higher, and then you go a little higher.
Well, it gets to the point of what you're talking about, which is the scoop.
So
keeping your shoulders open.
That's what I'm saying.
In the straps, are you talking about straps? If you just do straps, then...
A lot of people use that, and I have no problem. Use it for you want. I just explained to you why I don't like it, because for me, you're just going with the clothes and then you're trying. I do the same thing, but I come from the other direction. And it's in the routine. That's fine.
Oh, you're right.
I'm like, we're stuck with it.
I'm okay with
I mean, they're allowed to do a giant, but...
Okay, so let's say you don't strap into a giant. How else would you...
I don't know. I think the difference...
So you can't, I mean, ideally, strap bar, without the strap bar, how do you actually...
So then what happens is you have to be very hands-on with them. And again, you can tell with the gymnast. that's ready to do a giant and one that's not. And the ones that, if they're swinging below horizontal, they are not ready to do a giant. Even in bare hands or grips, a competent gymnast that's ready to go will be well above horizontal. And when they're at that point, if they know how to cast, which is a whole nother lesson, but once they know how to cast to a handstand, and they know how to bail, there's a lot of bail drills I've seen you doing with the girls where they just bail into a mat and do those sorts of things to get over the fear. And again, it's stepping back to that, let them go at their own speed. Don't just start up, cast a handstand, hold them and let them go and then just fall. Let them go by themselves.
You gotta also know how to exit too. So you can just cast them on their own, just falling over.
Falling over. There are so many. Again, Klaus, I think, has seen me do this. Was it you? No, it was you. Yeah, yeah. When this is again talking about coming from different directions, different sides. When I teach a cast, I don't teach a cast this way. I teach a cast this way. So it's going the other way. It's doing it the other way. Why do I teach it that way? Because what is the biggest problem when you're teaching girls, boys how to cast? Is they don't want to lean forward because they're too scared to go forward, so they'll go arch and push away. Like, go higher, push away. Whereas if straight away you already teach them to cast and flip over the bar, and then you just move the mats up and get them to flip over, they're never ever scared to go over because they're used to it.
It's like the handstand at the end of the game for the girls. I teach them handstand forward because the reason why they don't want to go all the way up is
Right.
Oh,
I do the same thing on P-bars.
Yeah.
At the end of the P-bars, handstand fall over. Right.
If you can come up with things like that to already put them in the worst case scenario safely,
then you're not afraid of
it's a
it.
win-win. And also you're not going to have a lawsuit because the kid has hurt himself because they freak out. And that's, as a coach, what the first thing we should be looking, put yourself in the kid's shoes. What is the kid scared of?
That giant seems like it'd be easier to teach, by the way. Lower, I know you said on the other one.
Yeah, and that's what I'm not saying it's
good
wrong.
for spotting. Like, it's easy to catch them. I don't know.
Pull over.
It's good for spotting also. It's good for like the kids who, obviously the kids who can't like cast, when you spot them, you can't spot them up to hands and just let them fall. Like I would go do hip progression, and it just gives them like, you build it a little bit just in big giant.
Right.
Just at least in building the
Also the feel.
This part.
The pull over. Yeah.
So I think both would work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would probably just for spotting because I haven't done it for so long. I probably want to do that. Maybe so safe.
But yeah, I think I totally agree. You're teaching them that.
You do the pull over?
No, I'm saying if I were to teach it, I haven't taught them. I haven't done bars since I've been in court.
I would just say be wary when you're doing that when they close their shoulders, because the instinct of people to close their shoulders is to do this. Just, as long as they're not doing that,
Just like on the extension roll.
Yeah.
Like extension roll.
Right.
Right?
Sort of try to skip one.
Actually, you know what? You know what? I need to go to the
Thank you so much.
Oh, I want to say something. Let's say something. Sorry. Notice the principle of a giant. You know, it's biomechanics, very easy. Let's say he's in a handstand here, right? And if your body just stays straight, completely straight, you probably won't make it around. Right. So the principle is just to go long as far as you can on this side, make yourself as long, push away from the bar as far as you can, and on the way up, you have to be a little shorter than on the way down. And that's how you get up rotation. And then certainly over. But the basic idea,
exactly.
you know.
Basic biomechanics.